Yay! Hello, everyone. And I must say, happy time zone. I actually wrote it down on the whiteboard behind me as a reminder. So
happy time zone.
Yeah, that's what Christos told me, that they always use that on the show to say hi to everyone wherever you are in the world. I thought it was funny. I'm not sure if he made it up or it's something generic that I missed because I'm an old person.
Do you think Christos is so creative to figure it out on his own?
No.
I'm doubtful.
Yeah, that's a more politically correct answer. Yeah, So welcome everyone in second edition of the IT Pro version, and we're gonna try it again with my laptop. So let's see how it goes. But I got like 3 monitors over here monitoring how stuff will go.
It looks good on my second PC.
Yeah, that's important. And it seems like that. Oh wait, my microphone is a little bit too loud. So there we go. This should be better.
You're peaky?
Yeah, a little bit.
I can talk louder to even you out.
Yeah, that's true. I think I woke up everyone right now. But now it seems like that I'm not like that loud anymore. It's all like tweaky things and everything going on, right? So talking about tweaking, today we're gonna go further into setting up the basic stuff. And it's gonna be fun.
You say? I think your definition of fun might be different than mine, but sure, let's go with that.
The end result is gonna be fun, right?
Is
that better?
Okay, so where were we last time, right? Just for everyone's interest, I created myself a profile in Edge for my 425 show tenant, so I don't pollute my own cookies. If you are doing any kind of testing, I highly recommend you do that. It's just having separate cookie jars is literally the best.
Yeah.
If you're not partial to Edge, Chrome has it, Firefox has it. Let's be Microsoft shills for a second and let's use Edge.
It's the best ever, to be honest. I got like a full list of demo accounts in there and keep on switching.
Yeah.
It's so freaking convenient.
I know.
But I do recommend like renaming the profile.
So if you sign in, I waited for this one until we started.
There we go.
Because if we sign in, there will be something cool that's gonna happen. If I do work or school account, so if you have your MSDN account, you can use your personal account. That's why you can see my marvelous bow tie in the background. Or you can do your work or school account, so your Azure AD account. And let's do our hybrid admin from last week, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Admin at 425show.onmicrosoft.com. Let's do next.
All the excitement.
The password. And because it's been over 24 hours since creation of the tenant, we have to do MFA now.
There you go. So these are the
security defaults
kicking in. Yeah, exactly.
So and this annoying screen.
Yeah.
I personally hate it.
Yeah.
Every time you see it, just click no sign into this only. Just click this button.
You want your organization to manage your device, right? And you get all kinds of funky scripts.
I don't have
Intune
in 425 show.
Yeah, that's
425 show doesn't care about Intune.
Not yet. That could be a great guest speaker to have someone on the show that will configure and set up our Intune stuff. But that's for later.
I have a couple of ideas. So. Not this app only, so now in the top right corner, I will see that I'm signed in as hybrid admin.
Yeah.
And I can also sync my cookies, sync my favorites, so I always click sync.
And where does it sync to?
It syncs to Edge service. It syncs to a specific Edge synchronization service. It's not enterprise state roaming.
No, that's why I was asking. Then another topic, but this is more like if you have your own account, but if you're in an enterprise environment, you probably want to be in control of what's syncing between those browsers.
Yep.
So then we have other stuff for that. Cool.
So last time we basically mistyped Stefan's name a couple of times just to be mean. I was testing some self-service password reset, so I created an SSPR account, and that SSPR account is cloud only, so it's not directory synced.
Yeah.
So I thought we might want to figure out how soft join works.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine that you have, because you wanted to get someone up and running pretty quickly, you created an account for them. This one is SSPR at 425show.pfe.ninja. Pretty straightforward. And now I would love for us, to basically hybridize that account. Sometimes we get asked, how do I grab that account from the cloud and just drop it to on-prem?
Yep.
The short answer is you freaking can't.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I actually had someone sending me an IM today asking about that.
Yep, and you can link them on a YouTube video later.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very common question. Yeah.
Yes. So if you want to use your favorite friend Google, or I think this one defaults to Bing. So AD connect existing tenant. Right? You type, it defaults to Bing. For some reason, I don't know why would Edge default to Bing. AD connect when you already have an Azure AD tenant. Basically, that's what we're going to do. We're going to match existing users in Azure to new user in on-premise Active Directory.
Yep.
So, by default, there are 3 kinds of matching. There is a hard match and 2 flavors of soft match. And they are performed exactly in that order. Hard match is the most important. Soft match based on an email address is the second most important. Third most important is soft match based on a user principal name. Those 3 go in that exact order. If you match the first one, the second one isn't applied. If you match the second one, third one isn't applied. And third one is the last resort. If you don't match either, we will create a new account.
Yeah.
The important thing is email-based soft match works only and only if you have Exchange Online.
That's a very, very good one to know, right? And,
yes. And email-based soft match doesn't work if you don't have Exchange Online mailbox or Exchange Online license assigned, basically.
So, yeah, that's what I want to ask. So how would you do that? You assign a license, an Exchange license?
Assign a license and you enable Exchange Hybrid in AD Connect.
Yep.
And then it will figure itself out based on proxy addresses, and basically Exchange organization will glue itself together.
Yep.
Yeah, so we will do the UPN soft match. Hard match is kind of hard because you have to grab attributes, base64 encode them, script stuff. It's in this doc how to do it. We will do the UPN soft match, and let's see if it works. Okay. Honestly, I've never done it. So.
That's exciting. Always good to try new stuff on a live broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. So this one needs a refresh because. Booyaka, your description.
Booyaka.
Let's create. That's your description. You're a Booyaka.
There you go.
I don't know if you know that.
No, I just learned that.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
The more you know. First name. Self.
The more you know.
Yeah. Service. Oh, its initials.
Those stars are kind of big.
I know, because I have gazillion DPI, so people can see what's going on.
That's why.
I have gazillion DPI. Password.
You're the DPI master.
No, I just.
No, you don't want to be called
DPI. Okay, that sounded vaguely dirty.
You're making it dirty.
Okay, so let's create the user account with that UPN, right? SSPR.
I always get like the dirty notification in my head when I hear people talk about they setting up their pie hole. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Christos is all about his pie hole.
I know.
For me, pie hole is eating pie. It's literally your mouth. That's the pie hole.
Yep.
So 425 show. This will be our. Let's do some kind of a password.
Password 123. But then in a version that I can't understand.
It won't really matter.
No.
Because we will reset that password almost immediately. Account expires. We don't want expired passwords. I don't know if you know that, but the current best practice is not to expire user passwords.
Yeah,
I know if our viewers care that passwords should not expire by default, and that's the best security practice.
Isn't that also what, even if you would expire your password in a hybrid setup, in Azure AD, do we do something with that currently?
By default, no.
No, right? Yeah, I think
by default we don't. No.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. A lot of folks don't know, or actually are surprised when they hear that, and that's why I think it's good that with your comment saying like the recommended practices is to put password to never expire, which we implemented in Azure AD. So why is that?
Because when users rotate their passwords, they go into patterns. They start appending the numbers. So one of the most common ways to breach is your account is breach and replay. You put your username and password on Ashley Madison or wherever, and then that password gets breached, and it gets added multiple numbers at the end of to the dictionary. So if you go into a pattern of appending your password, your numbers into your password, you're not doing yourself any security, giving yourself any security benefit. You're just basically being a little bit of a lazy bum.
But then,
and I'm a lazy bum, so I would know.
But then as an admin, I'm gonna think of a very crazy password policy, right, to prevent that.
And then it will backfire on you because it will be the same password everywhere, and it will be written on in so many places and on so many posts that again you're begging yourself to be hacked.
True. I think we should just get rid of passwords all along, but that's a great next step.
I think that's a topic for next week for you, right?
Yep.
We will be doing passwordless next week. So self-service password reset. We created the account, and we have Azure AD Connect running. So I think this is also a good opportunity to show you what happens when new object gets created, right? How does the object flow? I have a white. Oh gosh darn it, that's huge.
Okay, your PowerShell is the DPI master in this case.
Policy type Delta. This would happen in the next 20 or so minutes, but I want to basically force the sync. So for those of you that don't know how AD Connect works, AD Connect is a donut. I love donuts, so AD Connect is a donut.
Which flavor?
So imagine that you have your Active Directory here. Here is your on-premises. Here is your Azure. I'm using the beautiful glittery one for Azure AD.
I did a blue one on my wall. The Azure
Sure. So what happens when a user gets created in here, right? So what AD Connect does, it performs 3 actions. It performs import,
into the donut,
synchronization, and export. This one is Control Z, and export. It performs exactly those 3 actions in that exact order. So what happens when we do import, it's just basically an LDAP bind. We are asking, hey, is there a new user? And it will create copy of that user in here. That's what import does. Basically, it will import all the attributes. So first name, last name, user principal name, password, no, description, all the booyakas, right? After the import, and to prove you that I'm not full of crap, what happens? We will have a Delta import. Delta import from Active Directory.
And that's probably the account you just created, I guess.
Yes, the add, when we click that number 1, it will show us what is the new thing that got imported. Right? The self-service password reset account. And what gets created, we create something called a connector space object. Yes, connector space object. And this is just one copy of that user object. Synchronization is the second step that will basically project that user into a middle of the donut. The middle of the donut is called metaverse. Basically a source of truth for everything.
And I think the people who are watching and know about MIM and FIM and ILM,
yes, if you do, you are probably doing pretty well for yourself, so because pretty soon MIM admins will be exactly in the same bucket as COBOL programmers. The skill set is pretty sparse, but the tool, and you will, because it's so sparse, you will be able to charge pretty well for your services if you know MIM pretty well.
Yep.
So that synchronization not only projects user into a metaverse, it also sees if that newly projected user in the metaverse should be created in the connector space for Azure AD, because what you see. sorry, what you see in here, those connectors, is basically connector spaces. Those connectors, the user that got created the first on the import gets created in here. The user that gets created on sync gets created inside of metaverse and in the outgoing connector space. So it will also get created in here, right? On the synchronization.
So you basically have like multiple databases you can.
Yes, you have 3 tables in a database, and that's why when we were talking about installing AD Connect, we were telling you need at least twice amount of hardware for your AD Connect box as you have for your domain controller. Because if you think about it, the users and data and devices and everything gets copied inside of a database not once, not twice, but 3 times, or thrice if you want to be fancy, right? So that's why you need that much amount of memory to keep that data essentially. So after the import, here's my mouse. We did an import in Azure AD. There was nothing in here. Then we did Delta synchronization. So we had inbound synchronization projection, which basically created an object into a metaverse, and connectors with flow updates, which means that we have projected that object into an outbound Azure Active Directory object. This one has nothing because nothing has changed here.
Yep.
And the third step, question.
Yeah, I was, and there's a question in the chat from Jesse TI123. It was on the passwords. Can the option change password after login get selected automatically, or does it have to be manually selected? I work with Azure AD, and I have had some cases where that option was selected automatically.
When you do it from Azure and not from Active Directory, whenever admin creates a password or resets a password for a user, it is always selected by default, because password is meant to be a secret between a user and a secret keeping system. In this case, Azure Active Directory.
Yep.
You as an admin, if you know it, it's no longer a secret. So it means that more than a person that is supposed to know it knows it.
Yep.
So it's a single-use credential. And when you give it to a user, if you want to disable change password at the next logon flag, you have to basically go into PowerShell and remove that flag after the password reset. We don't give you a UI on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah. It can, if you reset your passwords through PowerShell, you can have it through PowerShell or automation. But and it's applicable to cloud accounts, and if you're using Azure as a surface for managing your users with writeback capabilities. That's what we're trying to get. We are trying to do we are trying to do syncs. We are trying to hybridize our identities. We want identities to be sourced from your LDAP, from your Active Directory, to show up automatically in Azure. And the last step is the export. So from the one that got projected from the connector space, push it out to Azure. So there will be an export step, and we have one add. It's an add because we are creating a new user, the gigantic GUID.
Ooh, fancy.
And this one just, yes, sir.
No, I was just saying that it's a fancy GUID.
yeah, just GUID. It's just this one that's it in binary form, not base 64 decoded and represented in binary form from a GUID. It's nothing special. It's just a gazillion encodes. People that know how to code here should know. And this is SSPR, right? Let's go into our Azure portal and see what happened. Let's refresh. SSPR, self SSPR password reset, and directory synced, and that's it, right? From this point on, that account is cloud mastered.
So it did all the magic already.
All the magic was done by AD Connect. As soon as the UPNs matched, AD Connect just joined them and then took over that account.
And this is built in, so you don't need to update or set anything. It's
no. No, it wasn't built in way back when because there was no UPN matching.
Exactly, that's what I remember.
But after a while, we just said.
I remember an admin who, by accident, made a change to the rule, deleted all the accounts in Azure AD, and then restored them from the recycle bin. But then there were cloud accounts, so we needed to add a rule to match them all up. And this is now I'm talking about like I think 6 years ago. So Christos is wondering.
It was DearSync back then, 5 or 6 years ago. There was no Azure AD Premium, my friend.
It was DearSync, but. it still looks the same. That's what Christos is mentioning. Why is the UI still stuck on Windows NT? It's just
this one, the Azure AD Connect UI.
The Azure AD
because
Connect one,
you don't change perfection.
I
you just the way I want. I will never change. That's the same way this thing will never change. It's downright perfect.
I thought maybe it was because some people just like to watch old stuff. So.
The thing is, but in all seriousness, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have to touch that box once every 3 months to upgrade it, why the hell, pardon my French, would you want to have a decent UX?
Why would you open this UX actually when you upgrade?
This one for monitoring purposes alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there is another UX that Christos might like a little bit more. To change the synchronization rules, it's basically a little bit of a modern app.
Sort of. I do remember when we released this one that it was actually meant as an example on how to work with the PowerShell. And it doesn't mean like production. Now you can use it for that, but it's it's a little bit more fancy.
It's a PowerShell wrapper. This one is a PowerShell wrapper.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then I needed to laugh a bit because Christos was talking about the UWP app, and I remember something called FIM certificate management, where at some point we decided it needed a refresh and build a brand new client app, which was a Windows Universal.
Way
app.
back then, I think it was called a modern. It was called Metro app.
Yeah, Metro.
It was called a Metro app.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Good old times.
It was called Metro, my friend.
Oh, there you go. Christos
Metro
was
apps.
saying a Metro apps. Yeah.
And then we lost that trademark suit. It's the same with SkyDrive and OneDrive.
I remember
right?
that one. Yeah. Sky One. That's why we don't have any SkyDrive. So.
They are owned by Comcast right now.
They are.
Oh. Yeah, the Comcast bought Sky in the UK. Oh. They are a Comcast company now.
Yeah.
Comcast.
In the Netherlands, we basically have only one thing that is named Sky, and that is Sky Radio. And that has nowadays nothing to do with the other Sky. They're just paying to use the name. But actually, this is actually when they started like 20 plus years ago, commercial radio was not allowed in the Netherlands. So they acted like they were a UK radio station. And that's why it was called Sky Radio back then. This is my other nerdy part, radio stuff. So I will stop. Let's go back to the self-service password reset.
So, and then before we started, I took also the opportunity to enable a trial on that tenant because it takes about 15 minutes for it to take in on any given tenant. So I went into Azure portal. Again, use the aad.portal.azure.com. Do not use the generic Azure one.
Exactly, the fancy one.
I love the lightweight one. And in licenses, you have licensed features. No, not licensed feature. All products, sorry. You have try buy button. Starting your trial is as simple as clicking try or buy here. Yep. I started Azure AD Premium P2. I have 1,100 seats for a month. I will ask our engineering friends to extend that one for us because we will be breaking that tenant a lot. But basically, you go through a process. I will also start the second trial, Enterprise Mobility and Security E5. Activate.
There we go.
And this one has been activated. If I refresh the page, it should just show up.
Yeah.
If you want to attach, this is a EMS E5. If you want to attach Office 365 or Windows E5 licenses, you can do it as well, but you don't do it from this interface.
Nope.
You just go and type into O365 trial.
Yeah, and make sure when you
try Microsoft.
Yeah, are you going to edit now? Because I think I just want to make sure that you sign in with your current tenant instead of creating a new tenant.
Dude, why did I create my cookies?
Yeah.
Why did I have my profiles?
You were prepared. You're a prepared admin.
Of course.
But I do remember like so many companies having so many different tenants, because then they signed up for a new service and instead of using their current account, they started to create a new tenant in the background.
E5 trial. Yeah, Office 365 E5. Free trial. It will sign me in because I'm already signed in my Azure portal. It will ask me, hey, do you want to add it to your account? Yes.
There you go. This screen didn't used to be there, like the screen to add it to your account. This is so much better.
It used to be way worse.
Yeah.
But I need to put in my Polish phone number because we need to know you are a real human being. We all know that only real human beings have phone numbers, right? Let me take it to another screen so you don't have my phone number.
Yeah, I was about to ask if I should hide your screen. I can do that as well.
No, I don't know if there is a key combination to move your window to another screen.
I don't know either.
Windows, Shift, and an arrow. Right or left.
Go. You just answered your own question.
I know. There are only good questions and great questions. Great questions I know the answer to. Good questions I know the answer to. Great questions I don't know the answer to.
We should add this one to the book of Daniel.
No, it's a stolen run from James Whittaker.
Okay.
I hate the guy because I'm literally him.
Mm-hmm.
It probably exposes my self-loathing.
It does a bit, to be honest. Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
Some people need a little bit more of that, to be honest.
Yeah. So connecting. Awesome. There we go. It's a single-page app, so you know how fast those can get.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you see that my EMS trial is already here. Did it get confused by this?
And it already shows how much nicer we are. We give you 100 users, and Office only gives you 25.
Yeah, EMS gives you 250.
Oh,
so.
No, yeah. Day one!
The funny thing is we don't enforce any licensing, so it really doesn't matter. So we have our licenses. As soon as you have license in your tenant, you can enable password reset. You can just enable it. You can enable it for all users, and that's about all you have to do as an administrator. Because you can also fiddle with some settings. So if your user forgets their password, you can give them an ability to reset with their email address, phone number that they registered for MFA, or one-time password that gets generated from their authenticator app. And the thing that we really, really care about is this: on-premises integration. Do we allow write-back of your passwords to on-premises Active Directory?
Yeah.
This thing is literally the only Azure AD Premium feature you have in here. That password write-back, basically anything that flows from Azure back to on-premises, is premium. So
that's the first premium feature ever?
Yes. First premium feature ever. Cool. And I don't want to bother my users. My users will register for MFA, so they can use MFA to reset their password. So let's go into browsing adult content mode. And let's straight up, because I use that password, you as an admin can see if user is registered for self-service password reset. You can see their methods and you can change their phone number. So I, as administrator, can go to that self-service password reset profile for a user, and I can look at their authentication methods. Whoops! Now you have my phone numbers.
There you go. Let's all call Daniel.
It's my Polish number. It's like a junky prepaid.
So it's a burner.
Can't access your account, work or school account, and let's go SSPR at 425 show.
Better. And you can also go to if you want to go to the SSPR experience right away, you can go to aka.ms/SSPR.
Yes, that's how. But most users they just follow on-screen instructions. We did some research on user experience. Basically, as soon as you surface an option on a screen, people that are on the autism spectrum, they tend to click any button you present to them.
Oh.
Really? So basically, people very high on the spectrum, they click the I forgot password most of the time because it's presented in front of them.
Ah, interesting. I should try that with my wife and then create a page that, I don't know, what would be fun.
So I can text myself to my phone number, or I can use my code from the app because I already did MFA way back when. Look, that's my doggy.
So Christos is wondering on what spectrum?
Autism spectrum. It's a spectrum. It's not a binary flip. I need to find that account.
You have too many accounts in the Authenticator app. I have the same problem.
I have like 75 of them.
Yeah.
651, 642. I have proven that I have my password. I have my Authenticator, and it will let me set new password.
That's easy. So now you only needed to prove one thing, right?
Yes. And that's the default.
Yeah, okay.
That's the default for non-administrator. Oh, you see, this one was too easy.
No, you were just swearing in Polish.
No, I used the Microsoft password one. The password. Oh.
The one we're using for all our demos.
Of course. Oh, I have minimum password age in on-prem ID. So this one doesn't mean my on-premises of my corporate policy.
That's
right?
interesting because you're in the cloud, right? How does it know about the on-premises stuff?
Because password writeback tries to write that password into Active Directory.
Oh, so before you actually can set it, it will check Active Directory as well to see if it's okay there. Oh,
yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir. So if I go into application, I should see that my SSPR throws me an error. My password operation was unsuccessful because a restriction prevents my password from being changed, which means that my password there is something wrong with my password. So let's see what's my password policy on-prem. I need my GPMC. GPMC.msc.
So now you're gonna check for the password policy to see what it is, right?
Yep.
So this is.
I have only one.
Yeah, that's the other question I wanted to ask, because you can have multiple password policies, right?
Yes, sir.
How would you suggest like finding out which one it is when you have multiple?
So there is a user interface in here. You're so good at this. Way better than I am. So this one, there is a right click in here that says View Resultant Password Settings.
Okay.
It means that a user doesn't have resultant fine-grained password policies because in Active Directory there is ability to do fine-grained password policies.
So in this case, the user, it's the generic one, the only one, right?
There is only one for the entire domain.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if I had something more granular, I would check in here, and because I don't have anything granular, I go in here, and it's oh gosh darn it, it's account policies, password policy, and I have a setting called minimum password age, which is 1 day. It means I cannot change my password more than once a day because I already created the account and had my password set. You set it to 0 days, and that DPI now is.
So this seems like to be like the default setting then, right?
Yes, that's the default setting.
Yeah.
Not recommended anymore, but that's the default setting. I never changed that setting.
Yeah.
So it means that now I should be able to go it needs to update my group policies.
Wow. The last time I needed to update my group policies, I'm just trying to think the last time I run that command to update.
On servers it happens a lot.
Yeah.
GP update target computer, and I also have to do it on a domain controller. It processes every 15 minutes, so.
Yeah, we're just very impatient people.
Of course, we are millennials.
Exactly. Everything needs to be now, fast and quick. Let's see if this... So now it's actually gonna talk to the on-premise AD to check the password policy in the on-prem AD because we enabled password writeback. So if I don't enable password writeback, it's not gonna check, right?
It's not gonna work because your account is synchronized from on-premises, so you cannot have separate passwords.
That's a good point.
It will tell you that your administrator hasn't configured your password reset for your user. Please contact your admin without giving you anywhere to go to. Doesn't give any admin email or anything like that.
We love our error messages, don't we?
Yes, sir.
And can I change that error message?
This one? No,
right?
Not yet.
No. Talking about like a little bit old-fashioned looking stuff, to be honest. I don't want to like...
Yep. Yeah. And you see, I updated AD Connect and I updated the domain controller. Both of them had the idea that you can have you can change password more than once a day. And my password has been reset.
Awesome.
So
now you should be able to sign in with a new
password. I can use SSPR at 425 show.pfe.ninja. Oh, being dyslexic is not the greatest. Let's see if I remember what I typed in.
You did.
Approve push request.
Yep. Those security defaults kicking in?
Yep. Not really. And I'm signed in, right? At this point, I can do anything with that user. I can go into Office 365 portal. I have licenses. I can start my Azure trial.
Awesome.
I can do whatever I want because I'm already authenticated. And I'm authenticated with the password that got written back to my Active Directory. So if I happen to want to get into a remote desktop, or if I happen to want to go into an application that requires a password for LDAP bind, this password is consistent absolutely everywhere.
So that means that, normally when talking about waiting, Azure AD Connect would synchronize like stuff about the user only once every 20 minutes. But with a password, it goes next to that, right? Then it's almost instantly.
It's a separate thread that goes starts every minute.
Every minute, so
every minute, yes, sir.
So like 59 seconds or 60 seconds is the longest you need to wait for on-premises.
Yes, the longest.
Yeah, exactly.
The longest, yes, sir.
That's cool.
Yeah, the longest, and my event viewer will have entries that my password has been... So password reset service
So next, if you use a self-service password resetter with Azure AD, so first of all, it also sets the password in the on-premises AD. You don't need to deploy anything because what you showed is just like one tick box, putting it on, and there you go.
Yep.
Are there any additional like protections when using this system?
Oh yeah, that's a good segue. I'm telling you, you're too good at this.
I took some notes. No, just kidding.
So in Azure Active Directory, it will be in security, right?
Yeah.
There is this thing called. Not here. Where is it? I don't remember. Where is
it's security?
Right? Password protection.
I think it's secure, but it's a P. No, it should show up.
Authentication methods, password protection. It's hidden.
That's where it was. Yeah.
So if you want to use Azure's password change or reset feature, because change is different than reset, I as a user can go and view my account, and I can basically change my password. I can go and knowing my old password, I can always set a new one.
Yeah, so there's basically a difference. You have the self-service password reset, which gives you the ability to, when you forgot your password, to use some additional testing and then set your password. Or at some point you're like, I need to reset my password or
change it.
Change it. Sorry, that's what I mean. So change it. That's a different thing you would do. Like that's what you're showing right now. Yeah.
So I can go into password change page. Right, I need to be authenticated to it. So it basically I have to provide my old password.
And that's my account, right? myaccount.microsoft.com. You can find that link.
Yes.
So.
And I can do Stefan is too smart 12. Stefan is too smart 12. If you have any doubts,
try it out. Would be fun. Then we can see in the sign-in logs. We can see.
So we dock that user. Docs that user. Feel free to hammer at that user because it has security defaults on. I will just see some push notifications for sign-in.
Let's annoy Daniel with push notifications.
So the password is there. The password got written back. The password just showed up, and that's the current password for that user. That user will be able to use it from this point on. So if I want to, I can enforce custom banned list. So I can say that Stefan is a banned word. So basically there is a banned password list.
And is this the only list that we check?
No, we also have the built-in one. It has like 2,000 commonly used passwords that you saw. I tried using password 1234.
Yep.
Right? And it said that we've seen that password way too many times. Please use something else.
There you go.
Because that password, exactly this one, right? This one is already on that list. It's semi-banned. The custom banned password list works on a scoring system. Basically, for password to be accepted, you need to have a score of 5. Every banned phrase in that list counts as 1 point. So you can technically take 5 banned phrases, stitch them together, and get a strong password that will be accepted by the system.
And if I'm gonna be smarty pants here, and I'm gonna change the S in my name with a $sign and the F.
It accounts for leet speak.
There we go.
Because this and this are equivalent words. You don't have to do variations. Password and password, you don't have to put both of those entries because all the leet speak and case variation and number substitutions are count as fast search or banned phrases.
And I see another thing underneath which mentions Active Directory. When we were talking hybrid, we were talking about password writeback. How does this fit into the picture? The password protection for server Active Directory.
So if you think about that, you can use all of those magnificent Azure and Office 365 portals to change your passwords. Not every organization is in a space where this can be their only surface to manage their user passwords and allow their self-servicing. So if you have a situation in which you have your own password management system, or you want to want to build one, or you want to allow admins to administratively set password, as I did through that remote desktop client, right?
Yep.
I set your password manually. We created a software that you can install on your Active Directory domain controllers that will prevent someone from setting easy passwords by whatever means on users in Active Directory.
Oh, cool.
So basically you install a piece of software on your, and that information is pretty cool. You can click learn more.
Yeah.
And the documentation is pretty decent.
It is.
So this one basically... Yes, sir?
Yeah, that includes that whole list of common known passwords, the custom list, everything there. We just bring it to Active Directory as well, so you can use your own password change method if you want.
Yeah,
cool.
And there's a couple of things you have to install. You install a component on a domain controller, which basically is a lightweight agent, and then you have to install a connector on a proxy because your domain controller shouldn't have access to the internet.
Exactly.
So... I can basically.
Yeah, I can see something for an upcoming show where we could install that connector. So many ideas. We should write them down.
Sure. The thing is, it's so easy. You just click next 3 times, enable it in audit mode, and then after a month, enable it in enforce mode, and just move on.
Then
I'm
gonna challenge you right now. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You say it's easy. Go do it right now.
You're such a bastard.
It's good that we flew 1,000 kilometers apart. Otherwise, you probably...
I would have smacked you, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have smacked you.
Okay, cool. So, because we have the domain controller, and if it's only like next finished, we probably... Do you have an extra machine for that proxy service, or are we just gonna...
I will do it on a... This is an Azure VM, so...
It has internet connectivity.
Yes.
And it's only outbound connectivity, or do you need to open up all kinds of firewall rules?
Outbound. It's only the call is coming from inside the house, so it's only Azure.
One thing that I find very interesting also about this feature is that it actually used the replication technology of Active Directory to make sure that every domain controller has that updated list.
It uses Sysvol, yes.
Yeah, sexy.
So yeah, if your domain controllers are on 2003. Or your Sysvol is in the old crappy mode, it will literally throw an error for the installation.
You probably want to switch in general if you're still on that replication mode. What was it? It was...
Oh, it's so easy, yes.
Yeah. Lingering objects.
No, it's...
No, that's what happens from time to time when you're in that old mode.
Yeah, it's marshalling. I know way too much about DFSR. I'm having hot flop sweat dreams about it. It's just... So first you have to install the proxy.
Yep.
For the convenience sake, I will install it. Oh.
Can you install them on the same machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
You shouldn't, because you shouldn't do it on a domain controller.
No.
But yeah, I need to install .NET Framework tools.
We can get that from the server manager. Right?
Yeah. That DPI is kind of
sometimes it's so convenient to have your domain controller connected to the internet. I know you shouldn't do that, but especially for example with the installation of these type of extra stuff, sometimes you need to download things and don't listen to me. I'm terrible. I give terrible advice about domain controllers. So what happened to the room you're in? It's getting dark.
Oh, this is our westbound side. I need to close the window.
Going from westbound to eastbound, like in the hood. There you go. It's I can say all kinds of things now when he's not wearing his. Oh, you're wearing your headset again. I was just gossiping about you.
Yeah. Why should you stop now?
That's true. That's true. I can better say it straight into your face.
Good thing I remember everything by heart. Tab, enter, tab, enter, tab, enter.
Tab, enter. Next, finish.
Yeah. I need .NET Framework.
Okay.
And then you install 2 components and you click next and it just works.
Then it should work.
Yeah.
We can...
Prerequisites. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I know. And I've put you on the spot here, right?
I know.
But yeah, you were the person
couple
saying,
of things.
You were the person saying that it's so easy.
It's easy, barely an inconvenience.
The part of the installation of the proxy and the agent itself is easy. .NET Framework, however, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's agree on that one. So on this one we can close, and Ron Burgundy, your magnificent eyes.
He's back again.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Did we have anything on the agenda for today? I think we went very quickly.
I know.
It's like,
I don't know why.
Azure AD is easy, it seems like.
I know. Password writeback.
Yep.
So we can go about and I will go about later on and create accounts for Christos, JP, and myself.
Yep.
So we all have accounts in that tenant.
So I think
everything works.
Just to summarize what we did today, right? It's actually we did it in 15 minutes. We basically configured password writeback. We configured self-service password reset. We actually demoed it within those 15 minutes. Did I?
And we also did soft matching, right?
Yeah,
how
soft
to
matching.
deal with existing users.
Yeah. And that was completely built in as well. So it's.
And we did some troubleshooting because it didn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work for the. So the funny thing is, if you want to see what we did, we can always go into this magnificent thing called audit logs.
Oh, that's a good one.
And for any user, there is an audit log about a user. And we will have probably a few unsuccessful. Let's make it a little bit smaller, because that DPI is kind of making it unbearable.
Too much information on one screen.
Yeah. We will see probably. So today is the 31st, right?
It is. The last day of March. Tomorrow you should watch out for all kinds of fake news. Next to the normal fake news, because it's April Fool's Day tomorrow.
Outriders is coming out tomorrow. So if you're on Game Pass and you have an Xbox, you can play it. I highly recommend it. It's super fun.
I don't have an Xbox. There you go. I'm not really a gamer, to be honest.
So yeah, we basically started at 12 past. And the user that went through from Azure AD Connect basically updated my user information. It changed gazillion attributes about that user. Let's make it a tiny bit bigger.
Yeah, Christos, I know you can play on the browser, but I know you don't need an Xbox.
Only Microsoft employees can play on a browser. The self-host for Xbox Cloud in browser is not available in browser externally.
I forgot about that. Shh. Let's just cut this piece.
It was on Verge and CNET and ZDNet.
Oh, okay. Then we're fine. Then we're fine.
Yeah. It was on ZDNet already. I've seen people testing it already on the Edge on Xbox, because why not?
Yeah. But the problem with me, so I cannot stand losing. So when something goes wrong within a game, I get so mad about it that I would just quit the game and never open it again.
You're such a millennial.
Yeah, I know. I play Uno on my phone.
Yes, I would pay good money. So we can do some kind of like subscription tracker. I would pay good money to see Stefan play either League of Legends or Dota.
We can try that one time. We can do a game version. It's gonna be terrible. We probably need some delay and some beeping as well for all the swearing I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then cut it off. No, yeah.
Yeah, but so I would pay good money to see you play Dota or one of those MOBAs. It would be amazing. So there was gazillion successful and unsuccessful password reset, self-service password reset, right? Failure of a password reset. What did I use? Fuzzy policy violation, which meant that I used the password.
So this basically means that you don't have to go to deep dive into the main controller, right? You can just have a look here. And
you can see everything in here because my user interacting directly with Azure portals, with Office 365 portals. I can see everything in the audit trace for a user.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So everything is in here.
I think for next week the exciting part is now we did everything with passwords and now get rid of them, right? That's the next step.
Yep. Now let's go and we just to give all y'all a sneak peek what's gonna happen. One thing we can do. This one. Let's configure branding.
Oh, yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah. So.
Do you have the logo?
425.
You're just using your favorite search engine to find it.
Come on. Really?
What is that? There's another 4 to 5
I
show.
don't
know. Try it without the space between 4 to 5 and show and see what happens then.
Without a space?
Yeah, so
Let's
4
see.
to 5 show as one word.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Save image as desktop. Because there is only one place to
So
save
where
all
are we
of that.
stealing it from right now, the logo?
It's from Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Yeah.
Is it the right size?
Do we care?
No.
Really? Jiff? Jiff? Really?
So normally what I would do is just find an online converter, put it in there, and then it's done.
Really?
Yeah.
Jiff? Jiff?
Swift.
I just love it way too much.
So what we're trying to do now for people just tuning in, we're changing the company branding for Azure AD. So that means when you go into a sign-in page or a password reset page, we should cut them off.
No, that's the thing. No.
But then you will see your company branding next to it. So we can change the logo, we can change the background. So right now, that's beautiful.
That's magnificent.
That's beautiful. Those guys look way better. Squeezed. Oh. Sorry, Krista. Sorry, JP. So you can also maybe good to tell a little bit about what those things are. So there's data around the links. You will show it in a bit when we sign in, which you can update as well.
And I think that's it. We don't need anything else because this one will be will be magnificent.
I think also a cool thing to mention, we just GA'd, so made general available the API to configure the company branding. So you don't need to do it in the portal.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can just use an API and script it. Which could be interesting. I'm just thinking maybe we should make some kind of logic app which automatically changes the background, so we can. Isn't there the Bing wallpaper RSS feed that we then can check when it updates and then update?
For Bing, there is a specific software called Bing Wallpaper.
Yeah, I'm using that on my private laptop. I like the wallpapers. Yes. They're beautiful.
This is my private laptop, so this magnificent thing is today's Bing.
Yeah.
Right. So let's browse. Let's do a new in private window. Stefan at 425show.pfe.ninja. Oh,
nope, there's a dot missing.
Forgot a dot. Look at this!
Wow! Oh, this is actually turning out pretty nice.
I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you the logo so we can replace that too.
I know. I just thought that having JP pop out from the right side is so good.
I don't think it's very inclusive to put a box on Crystal's head, but
yeah. Yeah, I think with that funny accent, we can completely slowly come to a close because we figured out how to do passwords. Let's kill them off next week. What do you think?
I love it. Let's do that. So next week, it's all going to be about passwordless. So next week, same time, same channel. So it's 4 p.m. CET or 8 a.m. PDT.
Pacific Daylight Savings.
Exactly. Yes. And I'm not sure what it is on the East Coast Central Time and all the
EDT, Eastern Daylight Time.
That I knew, but I don't know what time it is. But I'm going to look it up.
It's 6 hours from us, so it will be whatever.
Yeah, noon.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Perfect
8
time.
plus 3 is 11.
Yeah,
wait.
You're this technical smart person here, so cool.
Yes.
Thanks everyone for
8
joining.
8 plus 3.
Oh, you're...
Okay, the math checks out.
Thanks. See you all next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, y'all.